Hello everyone and welcome to Valamor Things. Feel free to follow me to see more of my content. Thank you and I hope you'll enjoy the video. Hello guys and welcome back to another video. This time around we are back to our previously played so loved archetype, AsmoRoots. For whatever reasons I completely fell in love with roots, so here I am once more attempting to finally grab a trophy. My god, it has been months since the last one. Wake up bro, viewers want trophies. That being said, pretty standardish mana base with one Underground Mortuary to helping us putting creatures or whatever trash we don't need into the graveyard. One Boseiju because, you know, ley lines. Full with the Saga playset, of course. Few fetches, few basics, and that's it. In order to trigger our core card, which is, if it wasn't clear, Insidious Roots, we need to have creatures leave our graveyard, and in order to do so, we need creatures to end up in our graveyard. This is sounding way more clunky than it should be, by the way. Well, back to us. Underworld Cookbook is the key card here, plus his friend, Ovalchase Daredevil. So this is the main engine, the first combo to do so, both in 4 copies, and we also have 2 Witch's Elven. Sacrifice a creature, create a food token, and Cauldron Familiar. Sacrifice a food, return Cauldron Familiar from your graveyard to the battlefield, so we will trigger roots. Yay! Okay, that was the backup plan. You see, 2 copies of Witch's Elven, 2 copies of Cauldron Familiar. We can get both Witch's Elven and Underworld Cookbook with the Saga if needed, and we can dig for the Cauldron Familiar with Seed of Hope and Sarinth Steelseeker. So, what if we don't have roots, Valamor? How can we win a game? Worry not, my friends, we have Stalactite Stalker. This guy here is the absolute Chad. This guy here, 1 black mana, 1/1. Menace at the beginning of your end step. If you descended this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Stalactite Stalker. To descend, we need a permanent card that was in our graveyard to be put there from anywhere. Sorry, we need a permanent card to be put in our graveyard from anywhere. Sorry. Yeah, that's it. By the way, this guy even has a borderline removal ability, like 3 mana, sacrifice this guy, target creature gets -X until end of turn, where X is Stalactite Stalker's power, so this might even work as a removal. Okay, other than that, what do we have here? To help us beat our plan, we have some green cantrips, as I said. Yes, green has cantrips too now. They have Seed of Hope, mill 2 cards, you may put a permanent card from among the mill cards into your hand, we gain 2 life. This thing will also trigger Insidious Roots if we pick a creature with this ability. Other than that, what do we have here? Well, we have Sarinth Steelseeker, 2 mana, 1/2, whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under our control, which is basically usually a food token. Look at the top card of your library. If it's a land card, you may reveal it and put that into your hand. If you don't put that card into your hand, you may put that into your graveyard. So we can put creatures in our graveyard and then remove them with Cling to Dust if we want to trigger Insidious Root. Cling to Dust is there basically against Gorgeous Vengeance, but this card has some upside too. So this is great. Other than that, let's take a look at the sideboard. By the way, of course we have Asmo. Yeah, this is an AsmoRoots deck, of course, so for Asmorano. And 4 Street Wraiths to help us, let's say, cast Asmo without having the cookbook. So pretty good combo here. And of course we have 1 Haywire Mite because, you know, ley lines. And Shadowspear because, you know, Urza Saga and big construct tokens. This card is very, very good. So let's take a look at the sideboard. We have 1 Bone Shards because that's a great removal and we'll put one of our creatures into the graveyard. So it's pretty interesting. If that creature is an, I don't know, Ovalchase Daredevil or whatever, this is a 1 mana destroy target creature or planeswalker, so pretty good. Full playset of Pick Your Poison, which is the best sideboard card probably ever printed in whole of Magic the Gathering. Because, you know, Ley Lines and Scion. 2 Tear Asunders because, you know, well, guess it, Ley Lines. And 2 Force of Vigors because, can you guess it, Ley Lines. But let's not forget about the other Taiwan in the format at the moment, which is Goryo's Vengeance, so 3 Relic of Progenitus, 1 Grafdigger Skates. But aren't we forgetting something here? Isn't there another Taiwan we have to 8 on in the sideboard? Yeah, Yagmoth, so 2 Pithing Needles. Well, that being said, I hope you don't have any questions, and if you do, please ask in the comments. Let's take a look at match number 1, guys! This is match number 1, guys, and if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please consider it. It will help me a lot, and if you like my videos, please let me know, and if you have any, I don't know, something you don't like or something you want to suggest, please let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for all the support I'm receiving, thank you. So, back to us, we are playing against, what? Bant Spirits? I guess. We had a pretty decent start with Insidious Roots and Witch's Oven. We have a Cling to Dust that can trigger Insidious Roots if we need to. With the Skyclave Apparition, they grab our Witch's Oven, and here I decide to go for the Cling to Dust, triggering Insidious Roots, making a plant token, because these tokens also give mana, so we have a lot of mana to spend now. I went for the Seed of Hope, grabbing back the Witch's Oven, just in case. So we're now creating a pretty small construct token, by the way. Okay, so we have a lot of mana, useless mana for now, but what is the opponent doing, by the way? Collected Company, scary. Okay, they get another Skyclave Apparition and a Spell Queller, which is, no, it's not fine. This is definitely not fine. So Supreme Phantom, other speeds you control gets +1/+1, and Skyclave Apparition, they exile a non-impermanent token you don't control with mana value 4 or less, and when this thing dies, I create an XX Blue Illusion token where X is the mana value of the exiled card. So I'm in pretty bad shape now. I have another Saga. I can gain a bunch of life, I think. I'm triggering... I'm playing Cling to Dust, exiling my Street Wraith, triggering once more Insidious Roots, but I don't think that it's gonna be enough. I mean, I'm dead, right? Not all these guys are flying, but you know, it's 3, 4, yeah, it's too much damage. Okay, they completely destroyed us, but I think with our sideboard we might be able to do something. So let's check out game number 2. I really didn't do much here, by the way. I wasn't expecting to play against like 2017 spirits. Bad spirits, like what is this? I appreciate, by the way, people playing such kind of decks in today's modern format, by the way. And maybe I misplayed, I should have just created a big token and grabbed a Shadowspear back then, but they would have just probably been exiled by Skyclave Apparition. Well, whatever, let's check out game number 2, guys. Okay, here we are. Let's take a look at the sideboard. So, what is my inside here? Boarded out Street Wraith, Cling to Dust, Sarinth Steelseeker, and boarded in all of my Pick Your Poison. So I started off pretty decently with Stalactite Stalker, turn to Saga, Shadowspear into Seed of Hope, triggering the Stalactite Stalker at the end of turn. So these guys are with the 2/2 minis, not bad. by the way, we don't really have much mana this time around, so we won't be able to use Saga. I decided here to go for Witch's Oven and to get back Ovalchase Daredevil and pick your poison to instantly kill the Ether Vial while swinging my opponent for 2. Stalactite Stalker is not triggering once more. Okay, opponent's Skyclave Apparition grabbing the Stalactite Stalker. I don't like that. We aren't in good shape now. We need to top deck a land. Oh gosh. Well, okay. We grab with the Saga the cookbook. We discarded the Ovalchase Daredevil. We play the Asmo. And we still can't blow his Skyclave Apparition up, but... Oh yeah, right. Now we can. Now we can. And we will get, as I say, the 1/1 illusion token, which is better than nothing. Okay, we need a land now. We need a land Sarinth Steelseeker and dig for more lands or things. Okay, so we found a land, which is not bad. We go Sarinth Steelseeker. Okay, trigger. Ovalchase Daredevil back to hand, Sarinth Steelseeker, Stalactite Stalker in the graveyard. Another trigger, Ovalchase Daredevil back to hand, Sarinth Steelseeker, Urza Saga to hand, not bad. We swing with 4/4 damage, since we can eventually kill anything that comes down with Asmo, just in case. So opponent isn't really doing much here, just an Ether Vial and a Skyclave Apparition, which is kind of odd. Are they missing some mana or something? I don't know, they just randomly conceded? Well, I mean, I had the Saga, another Steelseeker, another Witch's Oven, value. If they couldn't get rid of Asmo, I would have easily won with Saga tokens and Shadowspear, so probably wise from them to concede. Okay, game number 3, I guess. Sideboard probably stayed the same, yes. Grafdigger's case, by the way, I brought in instead of an Haywire Mite. Opponent starting off with a Loud Fountain tapped. Underground Mortuary. We keep the Stalactite Stalker on top, even though I don't think we can trigger him this turn. We go Stalactite Stalker, Grafdigger's Cage, and that's it. We pass the turn. What is the opponent doing? Not much, it seems. We need something to trigger Asmo, but in 2 turns we will get probably the cookbook, since we also have Ovalchase Daredevil. Roots hasn't done much right now. I mean, yeah, game 1, but we lost, so... Spell Queller. Okay. But my opponent probably didn't knew about Minace. I guess they miscast it. Okay, so construct token, and here becomes the snowball with tokens. I'm probably just creating tokens here and flooding the board. We grab the cookbook, as I said. We discard the Daredevil, growing our construct tokens. We go to combat, swinging with both creators. They have another flashy Spell Queller. I should have expected that. Okay. Well, not the best move I could have done here. And I don't know why I didn't just play the Asmo and over my Bone Shards. I don't really know, but that's it. They swing for 4 damage, that's pretty aggressive. Double Exalted. Spirits are not to be messed with, to be honest. So we go Seed of Hope, grabbing back the Sarinth Steelseeker. We discard Boseiju. Double trigger from 2 Ovalchase Daredevils, both back to our hand. Trigger from Sarinth Steelseeker. Pick your poison, we keep on top. But we have to play the Asmo, so I just kept it on top, just to have it in my deck, you know. So opponent wants to path to exile my Asmo, and in response we blast their Spell Queller. We grab, either way, the Underworld Cookbook, and we swing with both our construct. Opponent only 3 cards in hand and 2 Noble Hierarch on the battlefield, while we have a Steelseeker triggering multiple times a turn. Triple Hierarch, they should have attacked here. So we go Cookbook. We put Cookbook into the graveyard from the top, thanks to Sarinth Steelseeker. First trigger from the Ovalchase Daredevil, second trigger from the Sarinth Steelseeker, and we put Cauldron Familiar into the graveyard, which is interesting. We keep on digging with Underworld Cookbook, and we play an Ovalchase Daredevil from our hand. That's pretty interesting, isn't it? Okay, we swing with 2 constructs and the opponent double blocks. They only have 2 cards in hand, probably sacrificing, yeah, the Waterlogged Grove, end of turn. And they concede. We are 1-0 in this league. Not very exciting match. I mean, in the first round they destroyed us, but later on, well, I don't know. That was easy, wasn't it? Well, okay, let's just check match number 2, guys. Match number 2, this time on the draw. Okay. Double Insidious Roots, Sarinth Steelseeker, Haywire Mite, and Cling to Dust. Opponent Overgrown Tomb, so probably playing Asmo or Yawgmoth. Yeah, they playing Asmo. Okay, so it's kinda a mirror here. I think they have a red version, probably with Inti. Okay. Asmo, Street Wraith, pretty solid start from my opponent. Cookbook, okay. So we go Insidious Roots. And we pass the turn because we don't really have a food token to get back the Cauldron Familiar, as you can tell. Okay, Shadowspear, Inti. Okay, Inti, I don't know. Well, we take the damage and we are already down to 11. I sacrifice the Mite to exile the Urza Saga, and I Cling to Dust a thing from the graveyard to trigger trigger Insidious Roots. But I'm really not in a good shape now. I mean, I gained a bunch of life with Haywire Mite and Cling to Dust, but okay. They are really digging with that ENT. Seed of Hope, okay. Oh my god. Insidious Roots, okay. I don't think I can do anything from here. Oh gosh. I go double Roots, Steelseeker, but still, I'm missing my engine for real. Like, I can't hold my ground much longer. I'm down to 4. Okay. Seed of Hope. Okay, Witch is Oven. Okay, now we're going. Now we're going, guys. Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Double trigger. Urza Saga. And Seed of Hope top. I'm sorry, graveyard. So we sacrifice a Sarinth Steelseeker. We get back the Cauldron Familiar. Double trigger from the roots, and we even gain 1 life. Okay, not bad, not bad. Now we can easily block with like Cauldron Familiar on the thing that doesn't tend. This thing gives trample. Okay, I think we're doomed either way. I don't really want to block with everything I have. Pretty aggressive. They can okay. They can even blow up something with Asmo. So. They didn't give Asmo trample. Okay, double Insidious Roots. Okay, Shadowspear on the Asmo. We are down to 3, by the way. Okay, we grab another Saga. I swing with the Cauldron Familiar. I sack it, double trigger. Roots. Cauldron Familiar comes back. Saga. Sorry, Cling to Dust. Yeah, sure, Cling to Dust. Why not? Trigger. And the opponent conceded. Okay. Wow. What a comeback, guys. I completely forget about Cling to Dust. So as you can see here, opponent started off pretty aggressively, and I honestly thought I was doomed. I was completely doomed. But Insidious Roots and, you know, Seed of Hope, Cling to Dust, Haywire Mite, just a bunch of life to resist long enough to top deck a Witch's Oven and a Cauldron Familiar and double Insidious Roots to completely annihilate our opponent. Now, we didn't annihilate them, but I mean, with this board state, no cards in hand, what? They couldn't have done anything. Next turn, probably grabbing, I don't know, another Witch's Oven, triggering Roots like 4 times a turn and destroying them with one single attack. Yeah, that was just, they couldn't win from here. Oh, wow, what a nice comeback, guys. What a nice comeback. I'm all fired up. Let's check out game number 2. I still think this isn't a great matchup. So I boarded out all the Street Wraiths and all the Stalactite Stalker, and I brought in a Tear Asunder, Speaker Poison, and Force of Vigors. And also I brought out Sarinth Steelseeker and brought in a Relic of Progenitus. So opponent started off once more pretty decently aggressively. Bone Shards on Inti, discarding an Ovalchase Daredevil. They respond with the Cookbook. Okay, opponent, so many lands. Haywire Mite, blowing up my Saga, another Cookbook, Daredevil, many tokens, many fruit tokens. Only 2 cards in hand, by the way. So I go Steelseeker and pass the turn. They blow out another one of my Sagas, and that might be the end. I mean, they're not really doing anything scary, but I decided to go Cauldron Familiar to put up a race here and keep Insidious Roots into my hand, since I don't have any trigger, by the way. Okay. Now I should go Insidious Roots. And on the next turn, probably Insidious Roots again. And 3 turns from now, go Seed of Hope. Yeah, so many food tokens. Yeah, they're flooding the board with tokens. Okay, Insidious Roots with double Underworld Cookbook. Okay, I don't think I can do anything. I mean, okay, I have Tear Asunder, but that might be too late now. I should have gone Tear Asunder here. I don't know why I didn't Tear Asunder Insidious Roots like instantly. I have no idea. I have no idea. How can I race with only 1 trigger? 2 triggers from Insidious Roots. I have no 3 triggers from Insidious Roots. I have no idea. That was so stupid. That was a mistake. I should have just killed Insidious Roots and that's it. I don't know why I didn't. Rewatching games makes me think how bad of a player I am. Like, what in the world was I thinking? I mean, yeah, I can jump with the Cauldron Familiar, sacrifice it in response, trigger, Insidious Roots, yeah, pretty great. Interesting. Oh gosh. Okay, Seed of Hope, grabbing back a Marsh Flats. Swamp. The second Insidious Roots, and finally Tear Asunder on their roots. But I think it was a bit too late. Ragavan, okay. I am blocking the Ragavan. Double trigger from Insidious Roots. They gain some life and I am down to 6 now. another Insidious Roots. I might have a shot here. I actually might have a shot here. If I wanted to do so, why I just didn't it before attacking? So I went in for 7 damage. Like, second big mistake in the game. My god. Okay, they have Hinty. Interesting. Why are they swinging with only 1 plant token? What's the point? Do they want to Galvanic Blast one of my creatures? Oh no, they want to Asmo it. Okay. They want to Asmo the biggest creatures I have. I might actually be able to win from here if I don't fuck up. I mean, Asmo has... Okay, they can clear my entire board. And I proceed to kill the Asmo with Tear Asunder, but I can still kill everything in response. So, I mean, I can recreate my board state because I have 3 roots and Witch's Oven and Cauldron Familiar, but still. What are they exiling, by the way? A Saga. Okay. Okay, there's so many tokens. Insidious Roots. Oh, that's scary. If they have a land... Oh, I mean, yeah, if they have a land, they can play Insidious Roots and that's the end. Yeah, okay, they have... Okay, yeah, I'm done. Okay, I'm completely done. That's it. Yeah, Roots. 4 cookbooks. Yeah, that's it. Okay. Let's check out the next game, guys. Oh my gosh, I made so many mistakes here. So many mistakes. Awful. By the way, I didn't realize, but my opponent is almost timing out. This game was so long. By the way, the sideboard stayed the same. This game was so long and my opponent is probably timing out. I don't really like winning by having my opponent timing out. Okay, so of course Alpine Moon and I top deck a Saga. Of course, that's mathematically impossible not to do so. Okay, so they go Roots. I better clean that thing up as soon as I can. I have a Relic, so they won't be able to trigger Roots so easily and perpetually. Cling to Dust, that's okay. Shadowspear. That is not so okay, but they only have 1 minute and something, so I might have a shot here. Only 1 land because, you know, Alpine Moon and I top deck a Saga. What were the odds? My opponent is not joking around, playing very fast and they want to push me to the limit, but I have Bone Shards and I finally top deck another land, so by discarding Ovalchase to Bone Shards, I can play the Asmo. Pretty good touch. By the way, if you're hearing strange noises, it's my dog cleaning in time, cleaning routine, you know. He sounds more like a boar than an actual dog, but yeah, that's it. Okay, so my opponent only have 20 seconds on the clock and he decides to just concede because I have an online Asmo. I can create some tokens, a Sarinth Steelseeker, many blockers, so you wouldn't be able to win. So we stole the win. I don't think that we could have won this game, actually. Maybe I could have won the previous game without mistakes, but this one, I mean, come on. He has Saga, Alpine Moon on my Saga, already a Shadowspear, an Asmo, a Pithing Needle naming Asmo, a cookbook, Roots. I couldn't... Nah, I don't think I could have won here. I mean, okay, I could have cracked Mite on the Pithing Needle, blow something up with Asmo the next turn, keep the graveyard clean with Relic. So yeah, my Relic still triggers his Insidious Roots, but at least they can't make the infinite loop with Ovalchase Daredevil like they did before or like we do. So I must admit their list is probably a bit better than mine. But in the end, I won. So whoever wins is always right. Like a friend of mine once said. It's probably not his quote, but whatever. Okay, so we're 2-0 in this league. We are fighting for the trophy. Finally, been so long. Fighting for the trophy once more. Let's take a look at the next match. Match number 3. We passed the turn. Opponent, what are you doing? Probably fetching for a breeding pool and playing a Kavu. Yes, so predictable. Oh my gosh. I mean, I love Zoo. I like Zoo, but their play pattern is just so predictable. Okay, so we trigger Roots, and we even have an Asmo grabbing an Underworld Cookbook. We go with another Cookbook, and we pass the turn, so probably we can just kill that goddamn Kavu. They discard and draw. We take 5 damage and go down to 10. Opponent another Kavu. Scary. Cauldron Familiar, which is not bad. We go Roots. Sarinth Steelseeker, discarding the Familiar. And opponent gets Leyline Binding on the Sarinth Steelseeker? Oh, okay. I don't really care. Okay, so now I have to choose between killing a Kavu or grabbing back my Cauldron Familiar, blocking the Kavu with... Okay, they exiling... What? They exiling my cards from the graveyard? I mean, I can just respond and they're gonna trigger Roots by exiling my Street Wraith. What? Are they joking or what? Well, okay, thanks opponent, I guess. You just lost the game. What in the world? Did they just misclicked expressive iteration? What? Ah, okay, so that's that blue Zoo with Murktide and counterspells and whatever they're playing. So we go... we sacrifice a Cookbook, we grab back the Asmo, because, you know, Cookbook also has this ability here, sacrifice the Cookbook, return target creature from your graveyard to your hand, double triggering Insidious Roots, and the opponent just concedes because they made such a huge mistake. I mean, I was not in a bad spot, but exiling the Street Wraith? I mean, I was not in a good spot, but I could have still played the game somehow. And what in the world was that Street Wraith exile? What? Okay, that was odd. We won, by the way, and I'm so happy about that. Okay, so let's take a look at the next game and see how I sideboard for it. Because, I mean, okay, so this is game number 2, and I boarded out Sarinth Steelseeker 1, Seed of Hope 1. Double Cling to Dust, double Street Wraith, and one Stalactite Stalker. And I brought in all the possible enchantments and artifacts 8. So 2 Force of Vigor, 2 Tear Asunder, 4 Pick Your Poison. We start off pretty decently with Street Wraith and Asmo grabbing the Cookbook. Opponent, Preordain. Yeah, that's the blue Zoo I was talking about. You have like Murktide, Sign of Draco, Kavu, Counterspell, Preordain, Expressive Iteration, and Bolt, I guess. So we are flooding the board with Stalactite Stalker, Urza Saga. Opponent gets Binding, grabbing my Cookbook. Well, that's okay. Saga up to 2, and I think we are playing the Saga game here. No, we just go with the Haywire Mite. Grabbing my Cookbook back so that I can easily kill that Kavu right now. Triggering my Stalactite Stalker at the end of turn and swinging for 5 big damage. Opponent is almost dead already. And in fact, they just conceded because I think they took a heavy mulligan like down to 5. They only have 2 cards in hand, and what they could have done here is like Nothing. Next turn, big construct, Shadowspear, another land, open for Force of Vigor. I mean, wow. My opponent here, the first match, they did such a bad mistake. Such a bad mistake. But that's what happens usually when probably this guy is not very used to play Modern, or they don't know cards very well, so they didn't know how Insidious Roots actually worked, and they thought like, yeah, I'm gonna exile Street Wraith, so they can't go like Recursion, Graveyard, or whatever they were thinking. Or they maybe just didn't want them to discard the cards they had in hand to draw another one. So they had to choose, exile something, and they thought about a creature was a good idea. I don't know. About this game here, Preordain, Kavu, Binding, and that's it. It's not enough to beat my deck. It's not enough. Stalactite Stalker, Asmo, too good. Okay, 3-0 in the league, guys. Can you believe it? Okay, on to the next match. Okay, we are here against Shaman 79 for the 4th match in this league. Opponent, Dragon's Rage Channeler. Okay, so we are against Murktide. Mishra's Bubble, double bubble. Double bubble, double trouble. Sorry. Okay, so they look at me. We go probably Stalactite Stalker. Yeah. Triggering end of turn because we fetched, so we descended, so this guy triggers. Very good. They draw 2 cards off the bubble. Misty Rainforest, that's okay. Ledger Shredder, and that guy is already Delirium, so we create a food token, we grab back the Ovalchase Daredevil. We don't really have anything interesting in my hand right now, and I might lose this game faster than I was expecting. I'm not playing anything else because I don't want to trigger the Ledger Shredder. That's why I only played 1 cookbook. Okay, another Saga. We might have a shot here. I don't know why that guy didn't attack with the Ledger Shredder. I mean, I don't know. They're probably bolting us? Yeah. You can bet on that. So we go second Saga, pass the turn. So our constructs will be very big soon in the future. So iteration, surveilling a bubble away. They exile a Steam Vents, which they play right now. And they keep that Ledger Shredder back for whatever reason. I have no idea about that. A Nolly hit? Yeah, of course they have a Nolly hit. And that thing is finally triggering the Ledger Shredder. Okay. Boseiju. Not bad, not good either. Okay, big construct. We grab probably a Shadowspear. Yup. Boseiju playing a cookbook. By the way, I also made the mistake to not discard things to the cookbook during these turns. So my construct would have been bigger. Yeah, that was my fault. So here they need double removal in order to get rid of the construct, or just address the Blood Moon. Well, okay. And they still keep that Ledger Shredder back for whatever reason. Okay, I'm just equipping the Shadowspear and making some food tokens. We can probably win this game if they don't have a removal. Yeah, I think at this point we probably won. Iteration, but I don't think you can do anything about my construct now. Preordain. Okay, and we easily won as I predicted. Well, I didn't really predict it, and I was making many mistakes even this time, but yep, we won. So on to the next game. Okay, here we are on the next game. Let's take a look at the sideboard. This time I'm obviously on the draw. So out, Sarinth Steelseeker, 3 Street Wraith, 1 Stalactite Stalker, and 2 Seed of Oaths in all the Pick Your Poison and Relic of Progenitus. And also Haywire Mite out. Okay, though, my hand, pretty decent. Opponent Preordain and 10 Allegro Shredder. And we go Insidious Roots. So now that Insidious Roots is on the battlefield, I can think about building my combo. They go Iteration. Scouting turn from the Iteration. Swinging with the Ledger Shredder. I will take one. Okay, so Saga. Sarinth Steelseeker, and I played a second spell onto the Ledger Shredder, and I decided to keep the Pick Your Poison on top, but they will probably have a counter spell. So I could have played the Asmo here, probably would have been better. Okay, Dragon's Way Channeler. Blood Moon. Oh, that's scary. Luckily we have basics, and they are now cut off of counterspell. Can I win this game? Probably. I should probably... yeah. Discard the Saga, Mortuary on hand, Pick Your Poison, getting rid of Dragon's Way Channeler, Asmo, and that thing triggers once more. We grab another cookbook, yes, we discard, and we kill the Ledger Shredder. Okay, so looking pretty solid now. We swing with Sarinth Steelseeker. What are we losing to? Like Storm's Wrath? Or Brotherhood's End? Oh, okay. Engineered explosives. Okay, 1-2. That's scary. Okay, now a big Murktide could kill me, potentially, but I have Pick Your Poison, but might not be enough. Opponent down to 11. Unlicensed Hearse. Okay. Cling to Dust. I want to draw a card, and I go Pithing Needle on Unlicensed Hearse. And I swing the opponent down to 8. And they go an only hit. Okay, that's scary. If they have a Ragavan now, I'm dead. Or a big Murktide. They don't have it. Okay, Sarinth Steelseeker. We keep whatever black mana open, but yeah. Underworld Breach. Okay. Oh no. Underworld Breach. I hate that card. It's just too good in every single deck that plays Mishra's Bubble and Dragon's Way Channeler. I mean, look at my opponent. Oh my god. They can literally play almost all their deck. They are timing out, by the way. Even this time, opponent is timing out. Here you go, Pick Your Poison, which is open, and we are trying to buy as much time as we can in order to have my opponent time out. But here comes the Murktide, so... Was it best for me to just play Pick Your Poison on the Blood Moon? No, I don't think so. I would have been dead ages ago. So I am trying to gain as much life as I can, so that I can resist as much as I can, and my opponent will time out. I know it's not very sporty, and of course I won't win the Sportsmanship MTGO Award of the Year, but I mean, I want to win. I want to grab a trophy after a long time. And if I have to just gain 3 life at a time so that my opponent can't win, I will do it. I will discard everything I have in order to just gain a bunch of life, preventing my opponent from winning for as long as I can. Okay, that might be the end. Opponent has 8 damage on the battlefield. I have 10 HP. They need 1 more swing, so a few seconds are going. As you can see, the timer is ticking hard. Okay, a bunch of life. Another bunch of life, but I think I'm dead. Yeah, I'm up to 8, but opponent has 9 damage, so that's it. Opponent only has 1 minute and 40 seconds on the clock, while I have 11 minutes. I don't know how my opponent wasted so much time in this game. Yeah, probably like that Underworld Bridge loop costed him like 3 or 4 minutes, so that might have been it. But they won just because of that, so that's fair. They had still 6 cards in hand, that's insane. Okay, so we might have a shot this time just because of timing, so let's take a look at the next game. Sideboard, I think, stayed the same. Yep. So I don't really like winning with my opponent's timing out, but I mean, you should be rewarded for playing fast, right? Ragavan, okay, I don't like that. But we can go Asmo, probably. Or just a Seed of Hope, or whatever. Blocking, sacrificing, draining my opponent. Seed of Hope, grabbing back the Relic, and opponent just conceded. Because they know that with our Relic on the battlefield, only 5 cards in hand, and 1 minute on the clock, they cannot win. And of course, they cannot stop my Cauldron Familiar and Witch's Zone loop, which is a hard counter to Ragavan. So, okay, we are 4-0 in this league. I don't know if we were worthy of the 4-0, but a 4-0 is a 4-0, right? Oh my gosh, I'm feeling the pressure. I'm feeling oh god, no. I'm never grabbing the trophy. Oh gosh. Well, okay. Back to serious mode, last match of the day. Okay, we are up against Sergio 6590, and our hand is decent, nothing more, nothing less. Opponent is playing Burn. Okay, so I'm scared, but I should win against Burn, right? I mean, I have food tokens. I should win against Burn. Right? Okay. That's scary. Well, Seed of Hope is not a bad card, but we don't have any green mana to use it. Haywire Mite comes in hand right now. Should have just gained 3 life, like... I don't know. I really need a green source. Searing Blades, they have... Of course they have Searing Blades, like... Okay, that's it. Yeah, I should win against Burn, right? Okay, which is on top? I'm so dead. Oh, no. They only have 1 card in hand, but no. I wanted the trophy. Okay. So, opponent. Yeah. Still not a green source. Oh my god. Shadowspear, but that's just too late for it. I'm up to 5 life points. Is it Yu-Gi-Oh, by the way? I'm saying life points. 5 HP. And of course the opponent has a Rift Bolt. Ha! Holy cow. Yikes. Okay, guys. Oh my god, I can't believe it. Alt goddamn Burn. Do you remember the times when I played Affinity and I started this channel and I always had that, like, I don't remember the name, but that 1 white mana card instant, like, you gain 2 life, hexproof this turn, and with rebound? I mean, I couldn't even leave my house without that. Oh my god, that was good habits. Oh my god. Okay, well, on to the next game. I mean, okay. What's in my sideboard? Nothing. I changed absolutely nothing. I should have brought in Bone Shards, probably. Okay, Goblin Guide. By the way, Cauldron Familiar, we gained 1 life and it's enough. I decided to block here and go with Insidious Roots, which is a bit slow for my tastes. But I can now like exile Street Wraith with Cling to Dust, gain some life. I'm already down to 12. How's this happening? Okay, gaining some life. Sarinth Steelseeker. Now at least I have blockers. Opponent. Land. Searing Blade. Porous Charm. Okay, I'm down to 11. I gained 3 life. Why is this happening? Double block on the guide. The guide is dead. Spectacle on the Sarinth Steelseeker. I'm so dead. And of course I only have 1 black mana. Guys, no. Please. They draw 1. I take the damage. Down to 8. Okay. I might have a shot here. Oh, wow. Stalactite Stalker. Swing. Double trigger. Helix on me. I go down to 3. Do you have a bolt? Of course they have! No! No! I was so close, guys. We were so close to grab a trophy. I mean, oh gosh. In order to grab a trophy, I swear to God, I have to play Affinity. There's no other way. Luckily, Outlaws of Thunder Junction has 2 prints that will make Affinity like an unbeatable track. So stay tuned for that. Okay, let's meet in the wrap up, guys. Here we are. That was a 4-1. So what can I say about the deck? Probably the only cards that like underperformed here was the Stalactite Stalker. Really, this thing was pretty useless. Never actually won a game. That would have been way better, at least in this league, if these cards here were like 2 more Witch's Oven and 2 more Cauldron Familiar. Or like, I don't know, a playset of Finale of Devastation. That would have been so much better. Mana base was okay-ish, and the rest of the deck was okay. Insidious Roots is of course insane once the loop starts. So I think we should focus more on having Insidious Roots triggering as much as possible. So probably cutting Stalactite Stalker and becoming a full-time Insidious Roots triggering deck. I mean, blocking with Cauldron Familiar, sacrificing, draining for 1 is already a good strategy. While you are fighting with, you know, Urza Saga's tokens and whatever. So you don't really need Stalactite Stalker as a beatdowner. Or I mean, we can maybe switch this thing with Pithing Wormlet. Pithing Wormlet is this thing here. Pithing Wormlet. So we can switch Stalactite Stalkers out and switch in Pithing Wormlet. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, you gain 1 life, so this is a lot of life. If this is the first time this ability has resolved this turn, put a +1/+1 counter on Pithing Wormlet. And if this thing has 3 or more counters on it, it has... Sorry, if you control 3 or more artifacts, this thing has Death Touch. So Pithing Wormlet is a really good card. Probably better than Stalactite Stalker here, since we have many artifacts entering the battlefield, but I am yet not sure. So about the sideboard, that was good. That was great. We didn't really need to use Pithing Needles and Grafdiggers against these decks. I should probably pack like 1 Turn the Earth. So Turn the Earth is this one thing here. Because this Turn the Earth, do I have it? I have it on paper. Well, I don't have it right now, but Turn the Earth is 1 green mana instant, like shuffle 3 cards into its owner's graveyard, gain 2 life, and it has flashback. So I can sideboard that thing in against a burn and not lose like a stupid human being I am. Okay, well, that's all for today, guys. Thank you for watching. Another reminder, please subscribe to my channel. This will help me a lot so I can produce much more content for you guys. And thanks once more for watching, for staying with me. I am having so much fun making these videos. See you in the next one very soon.